Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to another Mully video. I guess it's not a guide. This is more of just a quick video on my Hearthstone decks. The first official season just started a couple days ago, and I figured it would be a good time to do a video previewing all of my decks. So let's just get right to it. This video is probably going to be pretty quick, like I said. Just a quick preview of what's good right now, what I'm playing, etc. I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone lately and plan on playing it a lot more. So there definitely will be more Hearthstone content on the channel. I just wanted to go ahead and start off with a deck video. I figured that was the best way to introduce it. So here we go. So I guess we'll start at the top. This is basically I have one for each class right now. Just for the purposes of the video, these are my favorite decks for each class to play in ranked. So we'll start right here with Watcher Druid. It's a pretty important deck for any meta. It's been right when Hearthstone first went into beta, Druid was one of the best decks, and since then it's never really lost its power. It's just other stuff has changed around it, but this has pretty much always been there. So yeah, everything is listed right here. There's no scrolling up and down, so you can see everything through here. The idea is the reason it's called Watcher Druid is because you have this card right here called Ancient Watcher. It can attack, but you see it is a 2-drop and it has 4 attack and 5 health, which is really high. But the reason it's so high is because it can't attack. Well, what you use it for is you use the Sunfury Protector or the Defender of Argus that give minions taunt, and you use them with that. And so it's basically like a defense mechanism. It gets you to the late game, and this deck is all about late game. I want to say I should have Cairn here instead of the Black Knight, but I don't have the card Cairn Bloodhoof yet. So I just have this as a filler. It's still a great card, and I don't think it really takes much away from the deck. So yeah, we have Watcher Druid here. Alright, so next we'll move to Aggro Mage. It's not really one of the best decks right now, but aggro decks are very popular, and this is like an aggro deck that beats a lot of other aggro decks, and that's why it's good. You see here, it's got a lot of board clear, a lot of small minions. You can see here Knife Jugglers, Loot Hoarders. We're the third to last card in the deck is a 3-drop, so we're looking at 2 cards higher than 3 mana, so it's a very fast-paced deck. And like I said, it's good. It synergizes well with the mage hero power of dealing 1 damage for 2 mana. So just an overall good rush deck. Like I said, it's not the best right now, but it has potential to be a good rush deck. The only card I'm not sure about in this deck is this Cold Light Oracle. I was doing some research on Aggro Mage decks, and I kind of want to replace this, but I'm not sure with what yet. So feel free to tweak things to your liking, which I'm probably going to do with this card. But for right now, this is just like a good starting point for an Aggro Mage deck. It's also a fairly cheap deck. It only has 1 legendary. This one right here, Blood Mage Thalanos. It gives spell power, of course, that's why it's so good in a mage deck. But yeah, so all around good deck. Like I said, not good, not bad. Alright, let's move to the next one. Tempo. This is currently my favorite deck to play. It's very fun. You get to do a lot of different combos. It's based off combos, and it's got a lot of board clear. It doesn't have a very good late game, but the idea is to control the tempo of the game to where you always have more on the board than your opponent, and then you just slowly, or quickly whittle them down. It's got a good mix of early game, board removal, taunts, finishers. We have Leroy for finishing. We have Chillwind Yeti just for basic, meat of a deck. We've got combo cards like SI Agent, Perdition's Blade, Defias Ringleader, things like that. And then of course we've also got our early game cards, Argent Squire, blah blah blah. Blade Fury is actually a really good card. I didn't use it in my rogue decks previously, but I actually really like it now, especially with the heavy amount of weapons in this deck, because we have an Assassin's Blade, Perdition's Blade, and then also you have your hero power that you can destroy, and it works with as well. So this is definitely the most fun deck for me to play right now. So this deck is definitely legendary worthy. I've done a lot of research, and definitely my favorite deck. So This is the go-to right here. Alright, we'll move on to the next one, Zoologica. Everyone knows this. I'm really not going to spend much time on it. This deck can be found anywhere on the internet. It's just a use whatever you can use that turn and hit them in the face as much as possible, and that's really all you do with this deck. Other than the Rush Hunter deck, which I have, which we will go over, I think it's the last one on the list. These are the two most hated decks in the game, just because they're so aggro heavy and annoying to play against. So that's what this deck is. So yeah, that's all about that. I don't play it very much. This is probably my second favorite deck. I don't play it very much because I'm not the best at it, but I really like the idea of it. And it has a lot of legendaries, and that's always fun. Again, right here I have the Black Knight in place of Karen Bloodhoof, but like I said, these cards are interchangeable. They're both really good. Yeah. So basically, the idea of this deck is a lot of buffing of cards. We've got Frothing Berserker, which is one of the best cards in this deck. Gains a lot of attack when minions are taking damage. We've got the Armor Smith giving you armor buffs. You've got Cruel Taskmaster. Wow, Cruel Taskmaster to give its buff, which goes great with Gromosh, Hellscream, Enrages, things like that. There are a lot of variations of this deck, so feel free to do your research. There's a lot of things that can be interchangeable here. Gurubashi Berserker is really good in Rage Warrior decks because Cruel Task it gains more attack as it takes damage, and anything with that can fit into this deck somehow. But this is what I like. This is like the heavy legendary version. So if you have less legendaries, of course, definitely look into Gurubashi Berserkers, Raging Worgens, things like that. It's a really fun deck to play because you can do all kinds of crazy damage with these enrage combos. But yeah, definitely really fun deck. That deck is probably also legendary worthy as well. So now we're gonna move to Priest. Excuse me. The Priest control deck is not very popular. Priest is not very popular right now. But I was doing research on Priest decks, and this one looked like the most viable at the moment, I guess. It's very good anti-rush. It's got its board clear for smaller minions, the Wild Pyromancer, Circle of Healing with Auctionite Priest, Soul Priest, etc. And then it's also got kind of a strong late game. I think Ysera would fit good in here somewhere, but like I said, cards can be interchanged, intertwined. So yeah, it's just a very balanced deck. It's a good deck to play if you have the Priest quest. If you're looking to get some wins as Priest, if you're looking to learn about Priest because you keep losing to it, anything like that, this is just a good all-around deck that has all the ideas and tricks that a Priest can pull out. And it makes it pretty fun to play just because there's all kind of cute little things you can do. But like I said, it's not one of the best decks in the meta right now. So you see this deck is called Need Alakir. This is the control shaman deck that I believe won a tournament recently. DreamHack was recent, and I know the guy who won is a famous shaman player. So this is probably pretty similar to what he played. Like I said, I don't have Alakir in this deck. I have Ragnaros instead. Ragnaros is never a bad card, but Alakir is really what you want here. But I do not have that card yet. I haven't played this deck very much, to be honest, so it's kind of hard for me to shed a lot of light on it. But I mean, it's got the same idea as a lot of the other decks. You see the Azure Drakes, the Chillwind Yetis, the Sinjin Shieldmasters, things like that. And then you've got the normal OP Shaman cards, you know, the ones that you want in most Shaman decks. Lightning Bolt is excellent board clear for 1 mana. Takes advantage of the overload, things like that. But like I said, it's just a strong early game board clear, decently nice mid game, and then a pretty strong late game. That's kind of the idea of control decks. It's like board clear, board clear, board clear, board clear, and then bam, hit you with the late game. So that's kind of the idea behind this deck. Is just to exactly like I said, board clear, board clear, board clear, board clear, and then boom, here's your late game. So you can see here, there's like barely any minions. Oh, look, here's a minion, but it's just to kill weapons. No minions. This is a guy he doesn't do anything as a minion. It's just his effects that matter. No minions, no minions. You know, Chillwind Yeti and Sinjin Shieldmaster are the only normal minions in this deck, I guess, besides your Drake. And then everything else is just like has its late game purpose. So you've got your like board clear spells and then your late game chunk of minions. Pretty cool deck. Okay, now we'll move to the last one. This deck is the most ridiculous deck in Hearthstone right now. A guy got to legendary in one sitting playing with this nearly exact deck, and he went like 78 and 20. It's got an insane win rate all the way from level 25 to legendary. It's The reason Hunter aggro is so good is because the Hunter hero power puts a death timer on your opponent, because you can always use that every turn. So no matter what, realistically, after 15 turns, Hunters win the game. So that's why Hunter aggro is so effective. The two most important cards in this deck are probably Leper Gnome and the Eaglehorn Bow. Where the hell is the Eaglehorn Bow? There it is. The reason the Eaglehorn Bow is so good is because it only costs 3 mana and it has 3 attack, 2 durability. And also, this deck utilizes lots of secrets. We've got Flare here, we've got Misdirection, which is an excellent card. We've got Explosive Traps, and all of those can add 1 durability to the Eaglehorn Bow. So if you can get this Eaglehorn Bow out early, use your traps and secrets to get it more durability. It's like unlimited board clear and damage. It's pretty crazy. And like I said, the Leper Gnome is just an all-around good card for 1 mana, and it starts the snowball effect of an aggro deck. So if your first hand contains a Leper Gnome or an Eaglehorn Bow, you never want to mulligan those for the next turn. You want to keep those, and then if you don't have them, try and get those. And then other than that, it's pretty much just hit them in the face. You obviously want to board clear under certain situations, but anytime it's smart to hit them in the face, that's what you want to go for. The other OP thing behind this deck is the combination of Timberwolf, Starving Buzzard, and Unleash the Hounds, which is right somewhere. Boom, here we go. So basically what happens is if you have a Buzzard or 2 out, and they have a bunch of minions on the field, and you use Unleash the Hounds, every single Hound that comes out is doing what this card intends for it to do, and then it's also drawing you a card. And then if you have the Timberwolf, since all the Hounds have charge, that instantly gives all those Hounds 50% more attack damage for 1 mana, and then that also draws you another card. So it's the reason this deck is so OP is probably those 3 cards. So with that in mind, like I said, you see all these charge cards: Arcane Golem, Wolf Rider, Bluegill Warrior. These provide a lot more board clear, just because they're actual minions and can be used multiple times if they don't die, and that's why they're better than a lot of spell cards. So yeah, this is definitely the most annoying deck in Hearthstone right now, but it's still a lot of fun to play. That's why a lot of people play it, because it's fun and it wins. So yep, there it is, and that's why it's called LOL OP. Alright, well, thanks everyone for tuning in to the deck preview video. You know, like I said, feel free to use any of these decks. That's a lot of what Hearthstone is. It's researching decks and then tweaking them your own way to find out what's good and what's bad against what people are currently using. So feel free to pause the video, check out the decks, steal them, use them, do whatever you want with them. And feel free to, if you see anything in my decks that you think is no longer good or can be changed for the better, I read all of my YouTube comments, so I'm up for discussion on anything. And like I said, there will definitely be more of these videos in the future, not only deck preview videos, of course, which I'll probably do like the beginning of every season, I assume, but I'll be doing, lots of different gameplays, cool little highlights of crazy plays I make, like with the Control Warrior, if I get Grommash Hellscream to a bunch of attack. I think I've gotten Ysera and a Priest deck to like 48 attack before, so I'll be doing all kinds of little cool things like that with Hearthstone. And I haven't played this game for a long time. I just haven't done any videos for it. It's not because I didn't want to. It's just I haven't been doing a lot of videos, period, because I'm just lazy. But I really plan on starting to do a lot more videos, especially since I'm around the 100,000 total views mark. So like I said, thanks everyone for watching, and feel free to discuss whatever you want in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and always check back for more videos. See you guys next time.